There's no success guru anywhere in the world who will tell you that distraction is going to lead you to success. So at CIBN, one of the things that we really help business owners do is focus on their business, not be distracted by things that take them away, not be distracted by putting the wrong steps in the wrong order and spinning their wheels in the mud, but to actually focus, drill down, and use discipline to grow their business in a way that they've never done before.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to my show. My name is Tiffany Alexander, and you are with Unveiling Journeys. I'm so excited to have you here today because, oh my gosh, I love people. Can I tell you a little bit about myself? I love the power of friends, the power of networking, the power of referrals, and occasionally attending real estate or non-real estate, just networking investment meetings or just networking meetings because there are some phenomenal people there and you just never know who you're going to meet. And by all means, whenever I get a chance to do like a one-on-one with people, I love saying the phrase, "Hey, you've been so awesome. How do I get to know more people just like you?" And if you're thinking, "Tiff, I haven't met anyone else at this thing," say, "Oh, this conversation's been great. How can I get to know more people that you think I should get to know?" There's like a nice way to say it to everybody type of a thing. And all the while, I love showing up to just provide value to people. In that, I get connected to some of the coolest people I've ever met, some of the most kind-hearted and generous people. And then they have their own groups that they're hosting. And some people are thinking to themselves, "Tiff, you haven't met this person, this person, this person." Like, no, I need to know them. And that's exactly how I got to meet Kerry, who I'm so excited that she's coming on the show to tell everybody a little bit about her story today and what she's up to. So, number one, thank you, Kerry, for your time. I'm so grateful that you're able to come and we were to pick a time to be on the show together. Do me a favor, tell everybody a little bit about who you are and what you're up to right now.
My name is Kerry George, and I'm the CEO of CIBN Connect, which is a global business network. We bring people together for the purpose of networking, training for networking, business training, sales training, speaker training. And we've been doing this for about 15 years and changing the lives of entrepreneurs around the world. And so I'm very excited to continue to do that. We meet with thousands of business owners every year and do about 500 plus online events every year and have a huge impact all over the US, Canada, and the UK.
That is incredible. So, there's only 365 days in a year, and you're doing 500 events. This is a phenomenal thing that you've invented. And by all means, when someone says, "Oh, I'm in Canada," I'm like, "And you don't know Kerry yet?" Like, I think I could be one of your biggest fans to refer people to you because the network that you create has a room and a spot for everyone. I mean, there are entry level business owners, people trying to thinking about wanting to get in. There are mid level and there are high ticket investors. And there are people that really are making a big swoop with large companies, large numbers. And I love that you're like, "Tiff, uh, I got a spot for everybody." And so by all means, I'm a huge fan of being able to network. But let me just tell you, you don't just conquer Canada. You're making waves here in the States, but also all over because we have the ability to have the that toolbar, the add-on to be able to tap into everybody's LinkedIn network. This is so fun. I get so excited about this because you are changing people's lives and really being that light for them in all of this. Let's do this. So I want to tell everybody all about your story. Let's go back from the beginning of this. Let's unveil your journey. Tell everybody where you're from and let's go back. Like what did you want to be when you grew up or what did you go to school for?
Well, I got to tell you, nobody when they're growing up says that they want to do what I do. Okay, I didn't even know that that was a thing that you could do, And I think when you're growing up, you think, "Oh, I want to be a movie star," or "I want to be," you know, a ballerina. There's things that little girls want to be. You don't want to. You never say, "I want to be a single mom," right? I don't want to. You never start out with, "I want to be involved in a relationship with a batterer."
No, yeah.
You know, you don't start out with things like, I want to be in hardship and do without and lose all my money and end up in my car. Okay.
No.
You don't start out with those kinds of aspirations, but my business journey kind of started out that way. And it certainly wasn't something I dreamed that I wanted to do when I grew up. Actually, I had tried many things over the years. I'd been in a lot of different sales jobs, and I had been a pastor for 15 years. And around the time that that was coming to a close, I was feeling like it was time to go into business. Things were not good financially for me at that point in my life. And I had been through many of those things that I mentioned. Really bad stuff had happened in my life. And I went to make a change to go into business, and it didn't immediately get better. In fact, it got worse.
Oh,
Okay. When
yeah.
I said I'm going to go into business for myself because I felt like it was time. I felt like I was being led. I felt like this is the answer. And I'd done the math too. I couldn't apply for a job that was going to get me out of the debt that I had, 'cause I would have to made like six or $7,000 a month, in order to get moving forward at the debt that I had. And I just couldn't see a way out. And I thought, well, I'm gonna do this business thing. And then I go and dive into business. I started out with marketing. I wanted to start and do online marketing for people when online marketing was brand new. And I knew a lot about things like Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter before other people had figured that out. So way back in 2010, 2011, I'm trying to bust down doors in an oil and gas city in Calgary and get through the door and get people to hire me to do this stuff for them that's new. And they're treating me like I have the plague. They won't let me in. And I go, start out by going around to different businesses and to networking meetings, and some of them start to use me. But as I'm getting started in my new business, my life is crashing down around me financially. I mean, I lose my house. I actually had two houses. I lost both of them, and I'm sitting in my car at night because I don't have a place to go home to. And I farmed out my kids, you know, they've one's at one friend and one's at another friend, and this is how this story starts. I'm making a little bit of money, but it's not enough to get me through, and I even lose our home to live in. And it's
Mm,
October, and I live in Canada. Okay, I don't know if you've ever been to Canada, but November, it's a death sentence to be living in your car. Okay, -40 is a positive day. Very, very cold. Living in a cardboard box is not an option in Canada in November. Okay. Coming in December, February, March, this is a bad spot to be in. So one night, I'm actually literally a block from where one of my kids is because I just want to be close to them. And I'm parked out in the middle of like a field kind of thing. And I'm playing in my car the CD on how to overcome your problems and get rich. The irony of it, you know? And I have these epiphany moments as I listen to this because it talks about, how if you take the average income of your five closest friends and you average that out, you'd be your income. So I started doing the math in the dark and I go, oh my gosh, I need new friends.
right, right.
And so I have these revelations, and that was kind of the beginning of change for me. I realized that I needed mentoring. This networking thing that I was doing was starting to produce, and I thought I need to do more of that. And I got to get around people that understand what I'm going through and are willing to like give me the knowledge that I need, because I need to be like a sponge and soak it up as fast as possible because we're going down. Like
Yeah.
it's really, really bad at that moment in history. And so that's where I started, like a really in a horrible spot. I had no credit. In fact, I had bad credit. My whole life was just, unraveling. And then at that point, I really got into business networking, and it was for the purpose of promoting the business that I had, which was online marketing. And I suddenly started getting clients, and people were asking me to come and talk. And the next thing that I knew, I was running one of these groups, a networking group for volunteering. And then I took it over because the owner wanted to step down. And I realized when I took it over, I could monetize this. This is this is actually interesting. In fact, I like it more than I like the marketing. I like the helping people with the learning how to market more than I like doing their marketing. And I also really enjoyed being part of the business network. And the mentoring that I was getting was changing my life. And I realized other business owners need this. And quickly, the networking that I was doing started to produce real revenue for me, thank God. And it started to change my whole financial picture. And I just realized that this could be a tool for other business owners as well. And I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And so it started with me volunteering with one group, um, taking it over, buying out another group within a year. And then CIBN was born. And that was about 2013 that the official name change happened and the rebranding began. And it's been rebranded, since then again. But today we are global. We have about 27 countries represented, and our largest market is not Canada, it's the USA. We have more members, significantly more members in the US than we do in Canada. Canada is our second largest market, UK is our third largest market. And today I'm in front of thousands of business owners a year, impacting them every every day. And my teams are interacting with them and impacting them every day and changing their lives. And we've got all kinds of resources, courses, and the book Smart Networking, the $150,000 method, which is it's huge. It's making a huge change globally, which I'm so excited about.
Yeah, what does that look like when someone joins your networking group? Like, what kind of concierge service do they get when they jump in? They get all these resources. What does that look like?
Well, we have 3 levels they can join at. Like, the basic level is just come and network, come and be a networker. Go to the networking meetings. There's a variety to choose from every week. And a networker can join for right now, it's like $27 a month. And you can join and go as much as you want. And we teach you how to network profitably as you begin. And you're onboarded, you're given tools. You mentioned that we have a tool that works with LinkedIn. So it goes way beyond what's happening in the meeting. Like if I meet with Tiffany Alexander and I want to know, like, who does she know that would be a good person for me? My our tool at CIBN will actually tell you and rank them using AI of the top, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10 candidates so that you can actually ask her for the introduction to that specific person and use that. So all this is available for only $27 a month. But then we have a second level for those that want to speak. Not everybody wants to speak. Some people they just want to come, they want to network, they want to collect information, meet people on the spot. They want to, they just want to have things like, meetings with people one on one. But then there's this whole other group. They want to get in front of others. They want to share their story, their
Mm,
transformation process of whatever it is that they sell. And so we have a speakers level, and the speakers level is $77 a month. And you come in and you get to speak at our summits, you get to speak in our groups, and we teach you how to speak effectively, how to make money from it, how to turn your little webinar that isn't producing into something that does produce. So we have all this training available for our speakers. We don't just say, yeah, go ahead and speak and hope it works out for you.
yeah. Yeah.
We actually do that. And then we have a sales level as well, because one of the things that we've learned over the years is that when people join us, maybe they have a really great product, really great service, but they really suck at selling. No, they don't.
That's such I love that you say it like that because it's true. Some people have this bucket missing of all the things that it is, and you are finding, listen, if you have this missing, I want to fill that up for you. Let's figure it out.
Absolutely, because if you are horrible at selling and you got this great product or great service, like what good is it? I can give you 1,000 leads, it's not going to matter. You can't actually convert any of them into a sale. And we have so many people that are struggling with that. Like they're afraid to sell, they don't want to be salesy, they have hangups about it, they self-sabotage. So we have programs to help people get through all of that so that their networking can be profitable, their speaking can be profitable, everything that they're doing can now be turned into a real business, not just a hobby or an on the side thing or something I'm doing while I'm waiting for my next job to come along. We create entrepreneurs who remain entrepreneurs and are changing the world with their products and services.
I love that. And the fact that you have this this massive amount of training and books and modules and then tools for them to tap into, and then you're like the biggest advocate for them. Like, listen, I've had highs, I've had lows. Let me get you and figure out what it is that you're missing, and then multiple meetings for them to be able to jump into. I'm a huge fan of the tool. I use a like a white label version of it myself, and man, I get so excited when it's like 7, 8, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 ranking for these people that get referred to me. It's like, my gosh, can you imagine your dream client like landing in your lap and you guys just hanging out with all the right people in the right place?
It's
Uh,
like that every day around here.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me why this is so fun to be able to talk about this, but why why do you care? Why do you keep trying to do all this, inventing more things for all these people that you work with?
Well, I know what it feels like. I know where they came from. I know what it's like to want something so bad you can taste it and it's just out of reach. So, we're there, in the trenches with our entrepreneurs, and our teams are, when we meet a new entrepreneur, it doesn't matter what level they come in. It doesn't matter if they bought a $27 a month package or they spent 25K as a personal consultation client of mine. They're going to get cared for. They're going to get nurtured because we've been where you are. We know what it's like and we didn't forget. It wasn't so long ago that we can't even remember what that pain and that passion felt like, you know?
Yeah.
So, and we know that entrepreneurs have a desire to change the world. They have something that beats inside of them that they want to make a difference, with their product, with their service, with their offering. And in many cases, they have pieces of the puzzle have been laid out, put in front of them, but they don't know how to put them together in the right order. And we've had a lot of experience with that order. And we just show you how to put them in the right order and get moving forward on the networking success path and
Yeah.
take your business to a new level.
This is so cool. Is there like in this space where you're at, do you find that it's almost darn near anyone, or is there like a limitation of the people that you think reap rewards from what it is you're offering?
You know, everybody has a different expectation, different things that they need, you know, but they have similarities as well. And the ways that businesses are ran, it often comes down to principles and systems. So there's a lot of similarities. Do we have something for everyone? I'm the first to tell people you need to niche down, and you do. At CIBN, that's why we've created the different levels of membership because they're focused on the niches, right? On where people are coming in. I got somebody who's coming in and they're a brand new entrepreneur or they're in a network marketing company. We have a place for them to begin and to grow. If
Ah,
they are coming along and they're 5 years in business, they figured some stuff out, but they're missing some pieces, we can quickly assess where we need to fit them in and start moving them forward and going back and going, "Okay, but you missed this step. Let's fill that in because that's where you're losing money out of your business right now." And
yeah.
then we have people who come along and they've got multiple locations in, maybe they're doing 1,000,000, 5,000,000, $10,000,000 a year in business. Those people, they're coming for a different reason. Sometimes they're wanting higher level connections. They're wanting the introduction to a specific person. Or it might be that they're at the place where they just want to give back to the little guy. And
Yeah.
so we have the little guys that are eagerly awaiting their mentorship. And we have the way of connecting that and making it profitable for all. So we truly have created something that is quite brilliant and encompassing for a variety of business owners at different levels and multiple industries. So I've never met anyone I could not help. Sometimes it means that you refer as well to another expert because, of course, we can't be everything to everyone. But, we are in front of thousands of people a year, which means that we're like business coaches on steroids. A business coach a good one might have 50 clients a year. We have thousands. So we're just in front of so much more than what the average bear is in front of.
And I think all about the idea of you being able to provide so much for them that people come knowing, oh my gosh, she's providing so much. I want to give back too. So you're creating this big circle of people that we can all almost count as like a family. And that's what I find in certain networking groups that I can be able to go to is that they create this system but doesn't feel so systematic, right? It's like this group of loving people that want to refer kind of within to each other, and then you're like little mother hen taking care of all. I love
Yeah,
that.
I am, and I have other people out there too, or who are part of that team. You've got people like Joshua who you works, 24/7 behind the scenes, and we've got our staff and team that's working, but we also have members who have been with us for years. And you talk about family, this has been very much a family business, right? And we've wanted to incorporate that feeling of family in for everyone who joins us. So, and I think that's one of the comments I hear back most often is that people feel like they're part of a business family. And I think that's why we've had members who've been with us for 15 years
Yeah.
and are still with us today.
That's cool. That's cool. At this point, people are thinking, "Hey, wait, I've heard about it. You've talked about the name. Where do you want them to come find you?"
Well, CIBNConnect.com is the main website where you can find out all kinds of information about CIBN. And I'd say if you're just starting to explore CIBN, a really good thing to do is go to CIBNConnect.com and then go slash smart hyphen networking because that's where the book will come up. And if you want to make a small investment in your future for $4.95, you can actually grab the PDF of that book and it will change your life. That book is all about how to network profitably, how to do things in a way you never thought or dreamed or imagined possible, and how you can actually take the business that you're doing and do it in a way that is actually life changing and for you and for your clients and will transform you financially as well.
Oh, that's incredible. And if you guys are thinking, "Oh, I forgot to write it down," just shoot me a message. Find us on LinkedIn. You definitely are going to look at the show notes below so that way you can make it easy for you to come back and be able to say hi. And it is something that we try to make easy for you to be able to reach out and say hi to Carrie. And she's super quick about responding to her messages if you reach out to her or her team in any number of different ways. Um, do me a favor, tell me a little bit about anything that's on the horizon for you.
We have big things on the horizon. We recently invested a whole lot of time and energy into our speakers program. We're finding more and more entrepreneurs want to speak. They want to get their message out. And it's been phenomenal creating those new, things for them, those new offerings to make that possible. But some of our summits now are attracting like 1,000 plus registrants and making it, really profitable for people to be speaking at those events and making their offers. And of course, we're in there in the trenches with them, making sure that they're making offers that convert. And so some of the stuff that you're going to see in the future from CIBN is, well, we're going after global domination. We're not messing around. We got some really big things that are happening. CIBN is expanding, it's growing exponentially with new members. We're getting new names, big names joining the network over the next 6 months. You're going to see some incredible things and announcements coming out. And there's just a pile of stuff, a magazine. We're just making sure that we're covering all the bases so that our members are getting like the PR, the support, and all of the help they need to really, truly knock it out of the park for their business.
I love that so much. Gets to be some of my favorite parts of the show because I get to hear all the fun stuff that you're working on and that you get to invite all these people listening to the show to come and check out from your website. But then my favorite last question I get to ask everyone is what what do you want to leave with everyone? Like your special nuggets or piece of advice that we wrap up the show with.
Well, I think something that has really served me well over the years is to learn the element of focus. And if I were going to leave a business owner with something today, I would say that success comes through focus. Okay. And there's no success guru anywhere in the world who will tell you that distraction is going to lead you to success. So at CIBN, one of the things that we really help business owners do is focus on their business, not be distracted by things that take them away, not be distracted by putting the wrong steps in the wrong order and spinning their wheels in the mud, but to actually focus, drill down, and use discipline to grow their business in a way that they've never done before. And I really believe in focus. I really believe in finishing. The world is full of starters. Let's create some finishers.
Ooh, super good. I love this. This has been so awesome. I'm so grateful for your time. Thank you for coming and telling everybody a little bit about what you're up to and how you got to this part of your journey and your heart to be able to tell everybody why you feel it's so important for you to keep going. Um, Everybody who's listening, thank you for listening this far. And you go check out right now, shoot Carrie a message on LinkedIn and check out her website because she has a ton of great stuff on there for you. And yeah, the book, check it out. It's only $5 for you to go and get this incredible knowledge she's poured into it for you. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode. Have a great day. Take care, everyone.